If you're just joining us here on CBC News Network, welcome. My name is Natasha Fatah, and we've been taking you to Toronto, where NDP Leader Jagmeet Singh has been answering questions from reporters. I just want to make a note for folks who are watching that was earlier, just a little bit earlier in the day. There was a broadcast issue, so we were bringing it to you now, which is why the NDP leader was not directly responding to the Truth Social posting that we have received from U.S. President Donald Trump regarding the conversation he had with Prime Minister Mark Carney. We've gotten a bit of detail from the U.S. president about how that conversation went, but as you heard from NDP leader, he was talking about what he wants Carney to do in that conversation. So if it seemed disconnected, that's the connect for you. Let's go to CBC's Janice McGregor, who's been following along with us all morning, listening to all the leaders as they've been going around making their speeches. So let's talk about Jagmeet Singh, Janice, and what was significant about what we just heard.
Yeah, so just quickly, I'll go over his announcement just for those kind of assessing the daily campaign planks. The focus for the New Democrats today on housing, specifically affordable rental housing. Several proposals in their platform, including banning corporations from buying existing affordable rental buildings, cutting off any handouts to companies that sort of take government money, preferential tax treatment, for example, and then turn around and gouge their tenants, and also talking about a boost to the rental protection fund. This is something I believe already exists, but it is a way for nonprofits to be able to purchase affordable apartments and keep them kind of in the not-for-profit sector, which is sort of something believed helpful by housing advocates in terms of keeping rents down, making sure that sort of rents aren't jacked up to help shareholders. And the NDP has a very specific issue. This would be the second time they've raised it this week that pertains to Mark Carney himself and his former company, Brookfield, which does play in the real estate game. It has invested in a number of real estate properties, and the NDP have brought forward people who had bad experiences with those buildings, and Jagmeet Singh framing this as something that voters should know in terms of sort of the company that Mark Carney was once the chairman of the board of, although I don't know that there's any indication he was kind of involved in the granular details of those particular buildings. He was sort of the board chair, sort of sitting on top of the organization.
Mark Carney has said that he has put his funds in a blind trust. But then on the flip side, he said, I have no assets to disclose. How do we know he's not still invested in Brookfield Investments? How do we know that he's not still making money off of their predatory practices? Every other leader that's running for prime minister has to disclose their assets and let people know, here are my interests. The fact that Mark Carney, who just a couple months ago was the chair of Brookfield Investments, a big corporation that was involved in predatory practices, going after hardworking people, doesn't let you know what's actually going on with his interests, should raise some questions.
The other thing I would note about Singh's reaction, and we will get to this Trump phone call now, interesting to hear him, notwithstanding the fact that this news conference had a lot of critiques of the Liberals, kind of leave it at the water's edge and sort of saying, now he was speaking before we knew the outcome of this call, but saying he hopes it goes well, that as much as sort of he has particular thoughts about how future negotiations with the Trump administration should go and the things he wants to see protected by that and the extent to which the Liberals haven't always done a good job protecting things that matter to New Democrats and their supporters in the past. Nevertheless, that in Canada's national interest, he wishes this process well.